Hi guys, what's on Drea's mind? Wouldn't you like to know? Let me tell you what's on my mind. Today my son is not feeling well and he requested for me to make some homemade fruit juice. So I just so happened to have a bunch of fruit that I wanted to use. I was going to bake with it, but instead of baking some kind of dessert, I'm going to make him some juice. And I figured while I'm doing this, I can share these simple steps with you so that if you didn't know how to make fruit juice, you'll know after this video. And bonus tip, I'm going to take the pulp from my fruit juice and make fruit leather. Why not? I'm not going to waste anything. Everything will be used today. I'm going to share it with you. So let me turn this camera around and get this started. Again, I actually had already started and I realized just capture a video while I'm doing it. So you're going to see this already in progress, but nevertheless, because it's so easy to do, you'll be able to quickly pick up on it. So let's turn the camera around and show you what I've done thus far. Since this is impromptu and I'd already started making the juice, I already made a bunch of it. I'm just going to hop on so you can already see I've already processed most of my fruit. I had already cut up the mangoes, oranges, and pears, but I had a couple more. So I'm just going to do another batch so that I can use the pulp for the fruit leather. So I had oranges. You can tell I had oranges. Cut them in half. Took the whole orange out. Put it in my blender. Same thing. I have apples, pears, some small pears, some delicious pears that were gifted, which I almost didn't even want to use these because these are fabulous. But I'll use a couple of these. Pears, apples, oranges, the mango, I already used it all up. Just the whole thing. I cut my oranges in half and scooped out the inside of the orange, the flesh. Put it inside the blender. So inside the blender, I so far processed, like I said, a whole bowl of oranges. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to use everything from my fruit. I don't want to waste anything or bare minimum, right? So I tried to be very careful with peeling my oranges because I actually want to use the skins. And I've done this before, but I'm going to try to use it in two different ways. So that's one thing I'm trying to do. The primary thing was the juice. So stay on task, Drea. Okay, so I cut up my fruit, put it in my blender. I just quickly hit the button that says, what? Frozen drink or smoothie, this smoothie button. Once all of the juice was processed, I poured it into my container, but I strained it because I didn't want it to be high in pulp. I also didn't want to waste the pulp, so I took the pulp and put it in another container because I'm going to use this to make fruit leather. So far, the fruit was at a ripe stage. It didn't really need sugar. A little bit of honey and a little bit of lime juice. Mix that up and pour it on the sheet to make the fruit leather. My objective at this point is to spread the fruit pulp out as thin as I can possibly get it, since I want to turn this into a fruit leather and I need to dehydrate this completely. Next step will be to put the pan in the oven. I have a dehydrate button on my oven, so it sets the temperature very low, 150 degrees. If you don't have that button, just choose the lowest setting that your oven has. Alrighty, since today is impromptu make juice day, I have to improvise. I don't have fresh ginger, so I'm gonna put a little bit of this ground ginger inside of Liam's drink. Just a pinch. This is 1/16. I'm not even gonna use the full scoop of 1/16. I'm just literally putting a pinch. I don't want him to complain. I want him to drink this. The whole objective is for him to have something that's all natural and not to complain. Voila, a glass of freshly squeezed fruit juice. Task 1 is complete. Back to the fruit leather. You cannot be in a rush to do this. It takes a long time to dehydrate anything. So this has been in the oven for about 4 hours, and I think it's just about done. I'm going to go ahead, cut it up, roll it up, and serve it to the kids. Task 2 completed. Fruit leather, check. Now, guys, I still had the fruit rinds, remember? Well, I'm going to make candy out of this. I've been actually craving this out of the blue. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to take the rinds, cut them up into slices, put the slices into a pot of water, and boil this for about 15 minutes. You need to do this process twice because you don't want your fruit rinds to be bitter. Okie dokie, so we're moving right along. It's time to take the boiled rinds out of the water. I'm going to put them on my cookie pan so that they can drain and set up for the next phase, which will be to then take those same rinds, put them into a pan. Not this messy, I was a little bit sloppy there. But anyway, get them into the pan, add a cup of water, 1 cup of juice, that juice that I made earlier, and 1 cup of sugar. The objective now is to basically take those same rinds and infuse a lot of flavor. They already have flavor, so not necessarily flavor, but a little sweetness, and I'm not sure what to call it. Maybe je ne sais, I don't know. But anyway, this next phase will be to simmer this for about 10 minutes, or basically until all of the liquids have evaporated and it turns into like a thick sauce, kind of sticky, kind of syrupy like, so that the rinds have now soaked up all of that sweetness and flavor, and it's going to turn this into some fabulous candy. Just trust me, trust the process. Okay, guys, so this part is where the labor of love and actually just my curiosity comes in, because I wasn't quite sure how long I wanted to do this next phase, but it actually took me a whole additional day because I wanted the texture to be dried out. So I put them on the cookie sheet, put them back in the oven on dehydrate for about another 3 hours because I wanted the texture to be more like what are those candies that are like sweet and sour but chewy? I can't think of the name of them right now. Sour Patch Kids. That's what it is. That's what they call. And guess what? I nailed it. They're fabulous. These things were the bomb. So if you try anything, try this recipe. There you have it, guys. I started out with one request, one large bowl of fruit, and I ended up with juice, fruit leather, and orange rind candy. Um, I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm going to pat myself on the back. And at the same time, thank you so much for watching this episode. See you in the next video.